Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your September 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And for anybody who is interested, all the decks that I use are located in the description box below. Now, before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Now let's see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. With one bonus card right here. Now let's see what your chakra energy is for this time before we turn the tarot over. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, September 2020 money and career. Virgo, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. There's three. We have here family. This is the root chakra. This is connecting, and this is rooting yourself in family or those who have become like family to you. This is also looking at anything that you inherited from your family, good, bad, or indifferent, and that is affecting you today. So even if it's just apathy, even if it's just like, it's kind of like you can't bring yourself to care about something, and then you look back and you realize that it stems from family, which is something I'm getting very distinct here. Know that it is your time to connect with your roots and yourself, and either you're healing, all right, or you are growing stronger. And so be very mindful of the roots that you use to define yourself during this time, because that energy is going to be very powerful for you. It can be either very positive energy or it can be very negative energy. And there's something here that you're purging yourself from, and you're moving forward with stronger roots than before, because you're seeing what truly matters to you and what doesn't. And it can be that from biological family or from, your family who has raised you, that you're looking at things skewed, and you need to connect with the family that you've created within your life. Or, vice versa. The family that you created skewed things for you, and now you need to connect again with your roots. So that's just, that's coming up very powerfully. You're going to feel that pull very powerfully. You might even find that you're very interested in, looking up where your ancestors were from, or something to that effect, because you're having very strong roots here moving you forward. We have the throat chakra here, which says listening. And a lot of times with the throat chakra, I always thought of talking. I never thought of listening. I never thought of, anything like that. I always thought, okay, it's just about talking. But part of the throat chakra and part of really being a good communicator is listening. And listening is a dying art right now. It is something that we think, oh, we don't have to listen to what you're saying. We are just going to talk over. And that's kind of what the world feels like. The world feels like it just talks over. And the loudest one, the one who is shouting the most, gets to be heard. And that's not necessarily right. That's not a good practice. And so here, if we take in listening, if we say, I'm going to focus on truly listening to myself, to what my body needs, what my mind needs, what my soul needs, if I can truly listen to those who I care about, who I want to succeed, and then start listening more at work, more towards your dreams, towards what you desire, you're going to see that things really start to open up for you, Virgo. It's going to be like a superpower. People are going to sit there and be like, how did you know? And the secret is that you just are a really good listener. And then we have peace, the crown chakra. And during this time, you want to be crowned by peace. You want to walk in peace. Think of it as a beautiful crown that you are putting upon your head. But look at the crown that you are wearing now. Is it beautiful? Is it what you want? And here there is the question, what crown are you wearing? And how can that crown become the crown of peace that you so crave within your life? This is also letting your mind embrace peace, embrace harmony, kind of shutting out the world for the chaos and the anger and the mayhem, and saying, I am embracing peace, harmony, and beauty. Now, the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle is your emotional, your heart self. And the right-hand side is your public self. And then, of course, you have your bonus card. So you have the 5 of water, change your mind, change your life. The Ace of water, you have God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a healing, cleansing gift. You have the Queen of water, so you are definitely taking this gift. And the 9 of water, the 9 of cups. There's a radiance to you. You're not going to see this radiance as well as everybody else is. And it's going to be something that you become accustomed to. You start to having to see yourself as a radiant person. But all of these cards in your inner self deal with emotions, which means that emotions are running high during this time. And you have to come from a very emotionally secure place in the decisions that you are making at work, with the decisions that you are making with your money, with your career. It can be that you're being a little bit more frugal, okay, a little bit more, thrifty with your shopping, with your spending. Things have to have meaning to you. During this time, if it doesn't have meaning to you, it's almost going to be like, why the heck do it? The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Earth here in this good tarot deck. The 10 of Earth is prosperity. It's prosperity that lasts for generations. It's a treasure trove. You have the Queen of Earth, which is, of course, Earth sign energy, which is you coming through right here. It's also Capricorn and Taurus can be coming through, but this is really, really focusing on you, though I do feel as if other Earth signs are also having something to play with, play with the way that your heart is moving forward. You are listening to the call of your angels, of your spirit guides. You are being resurrected towards your passion and your truth. You are rooted here with the 9 of fire. You have to keep out, and it's a have to. You feel like this is a must for your prosperity and for your emotional well-being. You have to stop listening to all of what the world is saying. And it's really starting to see that you fight the good fight. You've done really, really well for yourself, even if you don't think so. And seeing the beauty, the prosperity, the bounty that you have, but also giving yourself credit for the war that you've been through, the battles that you have been through. you have the King of Water. Oh my gosh, I love this. So you have the King and the Queen of Cups right here. And whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same suit, from the same deck, in a reading, it's a soulmate connection, it's a true love connection. For your inner self and your public self, you come from the heart, but you're also connecting with somebody who understands you heart and soul. Now, even if this is just your angels, or you are at this time preparing yourself to connect with this person, this is a powerful force leading you. You have the Four of Earth. This is vampiric energy that has been draining you, that has been keeping you from where it is that you want to be. The Three of Fire, okay? New horizons ahead, new ways to move forward. The Five of Wands, you're going to get tripped up just a little bit, like sitting there and thinking, am I doing the right thing? Am I moving forward the right way? Being way too much in your own head comes forward, and you're questioning, you're seeking, you're searching. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. You have the repeat of the number 10. You are going to see yourself coming to completions of a cycle during this time. You have the repeat of the number 9. You are feeling here, job-wise, okay, passionately, creatively, right, inspirationally, and emotionally, personally, within the heart, that you are coming close to ends of cycles. It's kind of like for some of you, it feels like I've run out of track. You know, if you're a train, you know, you've run out of track going this way, and you need to change it. You need to expand. You're feeling like you've been stuck in a rut, or as if you've missed something vitally important, and you're stepping back and you're looking at it again. You're looking at things anew because you're coming close to a completion of a cycle. And especially when it comes to your prosperity, it sings to your heart. And I think it's very interesting that in your heart, in your heart line, you have prosperity, you have wealth, you have the earth, right? And in the inner self line, you have all emotion. So yeah, the prosperity comes from your heart, and that cannot be denied during this time. Now let's see here and see the people who are going to aid you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? September 2020, money and career. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? September 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And know what the people who aid you and the people who you need to be mindful of. These do not necessarily have to be people that you know in real life. These can be people who inspire you or who plant seeds of doubt through a myriad of different ways and a myriad of different medias. So here with the Prince of Pentacles, this is somebody who slowly and steadily moves forward in prosperity. And this person is really going to call to your earth sign energy, Virgo. This person is a planner. This person is a person who needs to step back and look and take things in. And this is going to feel very comfortable for you and to you, to your heart, to your soul, to the way that you move forward within your wealth and the way you view wealth. This is also a person who defends their prosperity, doesn't let people push them around. And for you, Virgo, it is kind of surpassing the doubt that you have, the fear. It doesn't necessarily have to be fear for each and every one of you, but for some of you, it's coming through as a fear of moving forward in the truth of your path. It's like, ooh, what if I mess up? And the only person I have to blame is me. But the other question is, what if you succeed? And the person that you have to celebrate is you. Like, it can go both ways. And then we have the King of Cups. You have the King of Cups coming through in this reading very, very strongly. You have him here in the public arena. And this is a person who is king of their own domain. Here he is, this king of this rock. And yes, it is implied that there is a kingdom out there and there are people that he rules, but it's not seen. And it's not necessarily known. And so here, this is a person who understands their heart and their soul. This is a person who looks at themselves and says, I rule this rock. I rule this being. I rule myself. And as you see that and as you embrace that, you're going to find that this person, really does inspire you because they realize and they tell you flat out. It's kind of like, oh, it's funny because this person can be a bit blunt. And this person will say, The only person you can rule is you. And even ruling you is terrible, because you will go off and you'll say, okay, well, I have this work to do, I have this to do, I have this schedule, and you'll break the schedule. You'll say, oh, well, I'll just push it out 5 more minutes, or I'm not going to eat any cookies, but I really want this one cookie, so I'm just going to eat this one now. And there are going to be times where you sit there and you're like, wow, just ruling yourself is a full-time job. And that's going to be what this person brings forward and lets you see. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. Emotionally, the only person you are responsible for is you. Yes, of course, if you have kids, that adds a whole different dimension to things. But even then, you can't get them to do what you want them to do. You can put them to bed and they get up and they play around and then they wind up falling asleep, but you can't make them. And that's something that is hard to come to the conclusion of, because we want to make people, move forward a certain way because we can see what they need. But especially if you're empathic, which I'm seeing during this time, you have tremendous feeling, tremendous depth of emotion, which can, really push you forward to a place of profound empathy and being rather empathic. So just be mindful of that. And that's really what you're going to take away from this person. They let you be the ruler of yourself. And they say, why isn't that enough? Why do we have to expand it out and expand it out till, the sun never sets on our empire? That's just not going to work. It's just not. And then you have Aquarius. This is a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who pours the waters into the world. This is a person who helps you see inspiration and see what you desire. They have a way with words, and they also have a way of cutting to the heart of the matter. And that could be a little raw, a little bit blunt, because they are air sign energies. Very blunt they can be, but this is, I just said it like Yoda, so that's funny. But this is going to be a person who heals and who ignites a seeing towards a greater form of your perfection, towards what you desire. And through all these people and through yourself during this time, you change your mind, you change your life. You change the direction that you're looking at. And this happens emotionally and passionately because you begin with a 5 and you end with a 5 with this reading, if we read it kind of like in this zigzag. And what this says is that, first of all, you're seeking freedom emotionally and passionately, all right, creatively, intuitively, introspectively. But you're also going to find that things can be resolved much more easily than you thought they could. Now, does this mean that they will be resolved much more easily than you thought they could? It might not. But you can see a way things move forward. You can see an understanding. You can see so much more. And that's going to be something that's very empowering for you. Because here, you are changing your point of view and you're looking towards what you love instead of what is lost, instead of the cups that are spilt. You are turning around and you are seeing the 2 cups that stand, which are the Minor Arcana Lovers card, the 2 of Cups. And it's the healing love that moves you forward. And as you embrace this healing love, because this is sometimes the 5 of Cups, is too much pain, to really see gifts come forward. But you have the gift of the Ace of Waters. And the Ace of Waters is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift. And we can see it right here with the Ace of Waters, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. So this gift comes forward. It washes over you. Just feel it like this water pouring down over you. It frees your soul. It frees yourself. And it has you become a queen, right? You have very strong, very powerful queenly energy here, meaning you can move more freely. Think of a chessboard, right? And you can move more freely. The queen can move more freely on the chessboard than the king can. And also, I like to think of the queen as the director behind the scenes. The king is the actor upon the stage, the one people's eyes turn to. But the queen gets things done quietly, succinctly, and powerfully. And so as this gift comes in, you're embracing this power. You're embracing this ferocity. And you're facing head on this vampiric energy that has been draining you of your wealth, of the prosperity that you desire within your life. And it's like no more. It's kept you small in the public arena. And you're like, why? Why have I been kept small? Why have I doubted myself? Why don't I just go for it? Why don't I just do it? And you're going to find yourself now taking risks for you. It's like going after what you desire. It doesn't mean that you're kind of like, betting everything that you have. It means that you're sitting there and saying, why can't I? Why can't I do something that I enjoy? Why can't I see if I can make money off of this hobby that I really love? You still uphold your responsibilities. Responsibilities are astoundingly important. They ground us. They give us purpose in this world. But we can also smother who we are with who we think we're supposed to be. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Here you are supposed to let in this cleansing energy. And it can make you a lot more sensitive during this time. And Virgo, that isn't going to be something that you're immediately very comfortable with or even comfortable with at all. But as the waters heal and cleanse, as you are empowered and as you start to see and your heart is lightened, you're like, wow, I can embrace what I desire and what I want. I can have my heart shine and be okay. And that leads you to the Queen of Cups. That leads you to a taking of this gift, most definitely. And it leads you to healing. It leads you to cleansing. It leads you to being so much more than you thought. And it also leads to a level of compassion that takes your breath away. And as I'm saying all of this, as Spirit is saying all of this to me, I'm kind of thinking, well, this is money and career, right? And don't we need to be a little bit more kind of, yeah, it's like the question is coming up. And I don't know why I would think this because it's not the type of person I am, but it's like, don't you need to be a little bit more cutthroat? Like, don't you need to be, and I laugh because it's just an odd thought to be having. And Spirit is saying right now, you don't, Virgo. And that's going to be something that some of you think. It's like, don't I have to be, don't I have to play this game? Don't I have to get them before they get me? And Spirit is saying here, no. No, you might find, if you're in that atmosphere, and believe me, I've worked in places where that atmosphere just reigns supreme, you might find out that it's not the right fit for you. And if it's not the right fit for you, then it's saying here, start looking for what really does call to your soul. And it doesn't mean that your job has to call to your soul, but it does mean that when you go to work, you don't have to feel like you're armoring up. You don't have to feel this dredge and this dreading, muddy feeling around you. It's embracing a calm, it's embracing a peace, it's embracing a love, and it's letting that shine. And if you get that from a hobby that you do on the side, if you get that from coming home and being with your family or connecting with Spirit and meditating, then it is saying here, embrace those things that make you feel charged if you are being depleted at work, so that you can move forward and you can find the place that you need to stand. And if you have love for what you do and you feel okay, this is saying that even though the world seems to laugh at kindness, and even though, people tend to lie about kindness, it's knowing that kindness matters. And it's moving that as an integral and powerful part of yourself and your success. Because it is an integral part of yourself and your success, Virgo, to have that connection, to be able to connect one-on-one with people. You are the hermit, right? So you don't like whole big crowds. You need time to kind of step back and recharge from them. Even if you are extroverted, you need to stay centered within yourself. And the beautiful thing that you have is an ability to have conversations with people where it makes them feel like they are the only person you're talking to. And you can do that even when you're talking to a large group. It's a gift. And if you're thinking, I don't have that gift, you have that ability within you. Start to build it. Start to utilize it. Because there's a radiance to you. The 9 of Cups, it is a wish card. It is a powerful card. It is a beautiful, loving, radiant card. And so here, an energy around you. And it's going to be so much easier for everybody else to see this than you. You're going to be the last one to see the beauty that is around you. Because you're always going to think, I can do better. I can push harder. I can achieve more. And yes, we can make life into a competition, most definitely. And a lot of times we do. And society tells us to do that, to make it into a competition and say, I am going to win. This arbitrary set of rules, this prize that everybody knows my name for, I'm going to win. And a lot of times, in order to win, we give up what we really valued the most. And here, Virgo, it's not being a winner in the eyes of everybody else. It's being a winner in the eyes of you. And it's embracing that beauty, and it's embracing that radiance. And for your heart, this is wealth that lasts for generations. And it doesn't have to be financial wealth. It doesn't have to be that you are Scrooge McDuck, diving into that sea of money. It can be that you teach those who come across you kindly, compassionately, and beautifully. And you open up prosperity to them. You open up a world to them of wealth that they never would have known without you. The Ten of Cups is coming to an end of a cycle when it comes to money. And it's coming to an end of a cycle emotionally when it comes to money. For some of you, and it's right here, you've been drained. You have had your money, you've had confidence within your ability to earn money drained from you. Something has happened. Now, it can literally be that some of you have had your money drained from you. You could have, been a victim of fraud, or, had to have paid people, certain amounts of money. And so here, this is getting rid of that energy around you. But I see it more as, this is more emotional and psychological. The vampiric energy that says, I have to hold on to everything I have because I might not have it again. It's the fear of the lack. And here with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like, do not fear, because you walk in prosperity and your heart beats in prosperity. And this is wealth. Whether it be a mansion or whether it be a really cozy cottage where you feel safe and secure, it does not matter. It is beauty for you. And it is what resonates with your soul. Because as this beauty comes forward, and as this security comes, and as your heart beats with it, it radiates out into the world. And I just keep on hearing the song, Teach Your Children Well, And that's what you're doing. And they don't have to be your children. It's that through your example, you are teaching well. And it leads you to the Queen of Pentacles. It leads you to you being a queen, a compassionate, powerful queen who embraces your prosperity, who embraces your bounty, who sees what you desire from the world, and who moves forward in this radiance and knows the value and the care that needs to be given to each seed that you plant and each way that you walk forward. And it leads you here as a queen, as a person who can move upon the stage, sometimes it almost feels like invisibly, but powerfully, like can be there in almost in every line that the king says, right? But doesn't have to be the one that has all the eyes on them. And if you're introverted like me, that's kind of a ++ way to do things. But it's saying here, you don't need a public role, but you are wealthy with the role that you have. And this is people seeing you. Don't think that people don't see the queen. They definitely see the queen. But it is not as in your face, okay, as the king. So there's a quieter, gentler way of being here. And then we have the queen, not the queen. We have the call card here, which is judgment. There we go, the resurrection card. And this is rising up. This is your angels and your spirit guides wrapping their wings around you, raising you to new heights, new expectations, new power, new sense of being. You're hearing the call. And where you had once felt as if you were trapped inside a coffin, where you had once felt as if there was no way forward, you are seeing the way forward. You're hearing that beautiful note, and it is calling you to move further and further into your truth. And the 9 of Wands is saying, block out all the chaos, all the chatter, and all the advice from the outside world. Yes, take the advice of people who love you and adore you and want you to succeed. Your angels, and those people who are your people. But with the 9 of fire, it's like you cannot take in what everybody is saying. You cannot, make everybody happy. It's that song, you can't please everyone, so you have to please yourself. And as you're moving forward, you are going to find that you move forward more prosperously. And you also know that there's a strength to you. You have fought the good fight. You have fought for what you desire and what you want and what you need. And because of that, you are reaching for your stars and obtaining them. And the stars, of course, are the highest form of man's perfection. It leads us to the public arena where you are king. the king of water, okay, the king of cups. You are king over your domain, over yourself and your soul and your passions and your desires, and that is enough to rule. And as you are moving forward, you are diving deep into your emotions, deep into truth, deep into where you need to be and where your heart needs to be. And as you do so, you are finding the vampiric energy. You are seeing what still holds you back. And it can be from when you're really little. And you sit there and you think about it and you feel like you're that little kid again. It's the vampiric energy. It's the sense of, I'm never going to be wealthy. It's the sense of, I'm never going to be secure. It doesn't, let's take wealthy off the table and just say, have enough money to pay my bills and live a really good life, to be comfortable and to be safe. I mean, that's amazing right there. And this vampiric energy makes it so that you get so close and then they drain you and you feel tired and overwhelmed and questioning. And so the Four of Earth is saying it's time to connect. It's time to connect with you. Visualize yourself with your angels all around you, your seraphim, all right, with their flaming wings and their flaming sword. And they spin their sword. And they cut through this golden light of spirit that is around you. And then there's nothing. There's this beautiful, serene quiet as that light of the universe is cut through. And it comes back almost instantaneously, as quickly as blinking. It comes back. But this time, it doesn't have the sewer sludge from the world in it. It doesn't have the negativity that has been picked up. And now you find yourself more free than you had ever thought you could be. Or you realize that you were carrying around baggage, you were carrying around doubts and fears and negativity that you didn't even know because you had been carrying it for so long. And it leads you, it has the countdown here from the 4 to the 3. It leads you to boarding your ship and heading towards your dreams. It leads you to looking at the horizon and saying there are infinite possibilities that lie ahead of me. And I am good. I am heading there. I am going for them. I am embracing it and I am creating it. And you see the world open to you in a profoundly beautiful way. And you see your career open to you. The wands, your career, your passion, the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. And yet, at your root is fear. And it can also be fights. Like you can find that you are coming up against people at work that you're sitting there and you're like, why? Why are you fighting me every single step of the way? And here it can also be internal doubts and fears and questioning and not believing that you are worthy of success. Sitting there and punishing yourself for whatever reason. It can be from this life, it can be from past lives, it can be handed down through your DNA. And it's that fear that I won't do it. I won't be successful. I won't be prosperous. It's just silly nonsense and I'll never get there. Joy wasn't made for me. And that right there, that's the silly nonsense. Joy was made for you. And it might not be Hollywood glamour, though I think that is silliness. But it is profound truth for you. And everybody doesn't have to know your name. But the people who say it, with respect and with love. And that makes you an absolute champion during this time. Don't get in your own way as you move forward, because this will just trip you up. And you are embracing a new world, a new way of moving, a new way of being. You are seeing a change in the seasons, quite literally, but also, emotionally and spiritually within yourself. And you are seeing yourself guided towards something greater, something more. And as you embrace this, you embrace you. But at times you feel like you're on, this absolutely unbelievable, what is it? I want to say Ferris wheel, but it's like a really fast Ferris wheel. It's a roller coaster, that's the word. And you want to get off, but you don't, because you know that the end results through all the twists and the turns, all the chaos, all the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the coursing of adrenaline through your veins. It is bringing a change that is absolutely necessary. And let's go deeper. Virgo, September 2020, money and career. Show me more deeply for Virgo. September 2020, money and career. Virgo. Show me more deeply for Virgo. September 2020, money and career. Virgo. Show me more deeply for Virgo. September 2020, money and career. Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's look at the people that you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? September 2020, money and career. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? September 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So you have right here, you have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person thinks that they're right and you're welcome. And so you have to be mindful of this person because they will get you to go along with what they say because of the forcefulness and the passion and the power that they have behind their words, but they don't have anything to really back it up. So just be mindful of this. They have really great ideas and yeah, but they need to see a bigger picture. You want something more rooted. And this is kind of, yeah, this is like stars in the sky. You can't reach them. Then we have Cernunnos right here. This is Capricorn energy, December 22nd to January 19th. This is a person who is too grounded. Like, it's funny, this person isn't grounding enough. This person is too grounded. This person needs everything to be just their way and has no desire to let in any other, ideas than their own. This is also going to be a person who holds things just too tightly. So just be mindful of that. And then we have here the Prince of Swords. This person acts too quickly, just too quickly. Has really great ideas, really a fantastic way of speaking, draws you in, and doesn't think before they leap. And sometimes, that's a good thing. We just have to leap and go. But this is a person that, isn't thinking things through. And so you have to be mindful of that. And you also have to be mindful that they can be a little bit harsh with their words. All of these people here have a gruffness to them that can be very off-putting for you. So we have the Sun. You have blessings coming in. Again, the Ace of Emotions, the Ace of Cups is right here. You have the Ace of Cups in the original. So in the main part of the reading, so that is beautiful. And then you have the Two of Cups right there, the healing, beautiful love. The world opens up to you emotionally. You have the stars. You're reaching for your blessings and your beauty. And the Devil card you have here is Cernunnos in the Druid Craft deck. So this is a grounding that is very, very, very needed. And this is also a cutting of the ties that were like puppet strings over you. Then we have here the 10 of Inspiration, the Magician. You take all gifts that are handed to you. You're not carrying the load all by yourself, and you see things differently from everybody else. So that's really cool. The sun shines. The sun shines on you. There's a beauty, there's a warmth, there's a sense of being home, of it being right. And that's what you're embracing. And you're going to kind of doubt that. You're going to sit there and look at things and kind of think, is this too good to be true? Or, question, wait for the other shoe to drop. You're going to sit there and think, okay, beauty is coming in, blessings are coming in, but when are things going to start going wrong again? When are things going to mess up? And you have the gift of the Ace of Cups here from divinity, God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, of healing, of love, of harmony, of the waters washing away the doubts and fears. It's over the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So you are definitely taking this gift, and it's healing you from the sense of, when is everything going to mess up again? It's like, no, now it's time to walk in the healing waters. Now it's time to embrace your truth. Because as you do, the emotions come in and you start embracing the Minor Arcana Lovers card. You start to embrace the healing love, the beautiful power, the serene sense of self. And as you do this, and this is in your personal arena, as you see the sun shining on you, and also know that as you see the sun shining on you and you take these gifts and you have this love and you have this power, and I do apologize for my dogs barking, you are going to have people who want to take you by eyes. You're going to have people who sit there and say, why not me? And it's like, you want to say to them, just because I have success in my life or happiness in my life does not mean you cannot have it in yours. But people tend to think that, blessings are handed out frugally, that if somebody else has something beautiful in their life, then they can't. And they so desperately want something beautiful. And they're kind of envious of you. And not kind of, they're envious of you. And so they're going to want to steal this away. Don't let them. Because the world is opening up to you. And you're putting down all the burdens that you carried for everybody else. And you're walking in the truth that you need. The world opens. You see things in a new light, in a new way, new passion, new understanding. And as the world opens, the bars that have denied you access, okay, especially to the prosperity of this life and the power of you, the things that you have said, oh, this isn't for me, the things where you have thought, these doors are closed. They're not. They're not closed to you. They start to open. And you start to see the expanse of your existence, of yourself, no matter where you are in your journey, no matter your age, no matter the mistakes that you've made, no matter your youth, no matter anything. They start to open. And you start to see that maybe the paths that you thought you were going to walk are not the paths that you would walk, but that you are walking the paths that ring to your soul, that divinity has laid open for you, and that you need to take. So don't be afraid of changes. Don't be afraid of looking at things differently. Don't sit there and think there's only one way, because there's a multitude of ways. And the way that we usually see is the way most often walk down. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the way that we walk down that path, the way that we embrace our prosperity, our bounty, and our abundance. Because you're moving towards your wishes being granted with the star card. This is Aquarius energy, January 20th to February 18th. This is wishes granted. This is, deepest desires heard. This is divinity hearing you, knowing you, seeing you, and moving you into what you love and desire, moving you towards a place of magic and wonder, and letting the world be bigger than what it once was, and letting you see the highest form of your perfection, the highest form of your desires. And by doing so, you break the chains that have bound you to being small. You break the chains that have made you listen to everybody else but yourself, and you start walking in freedom. This is also releasing you from addictions of, it can be addictions of, drugs, alcohol, and gambling, but it's addictions of worry, doubt, and fear, of never being enough, of self-sabotage and anxiety. And it's saying no more. Now it is time for me to walk in my power. I put down the burdens that I have carried, that have made it so that it is so hard to achieve in my career, in myself, what I want. And now I am sharing the load with the universe, with your creator, with your angels, with your spirit guides. You're sharing the load. And you're seeing yourself set free. You are seeing yourself empowered. And as you do so, as above, so below. As you think it, so it becomes. The magic comes in. And know that this is, yes, utilizing all four of the elements that guide us, our minds, our grounding, our roots, our prosperity, our imagination, our hearts. But this is also utilizing the thoughts that you have and the way that you define yourself. If you are the narrator of your own story, and people just started reading the book right now, or listening to it on tape, what would your voice be for you? How would they see your mind and yourself? And would it be something that made you feel sad? That they got to think about you in the same negative way you think about you? Or would it be something that made you feel proud? because they got to think about you in the same positive, glorious way that you think about you. The magician says, as above, so below. As you think it, so you become. As you believe it, so you are. And it might take years upon years, decades upon decades of believing in an impossible dream until the dream comes true. And it may take stepping out of your comfort zone and the way the rest of the world sees dreams coming true and taking an alternative, powerful path that leads you into your magic, into yourself. Because the magician is just like the alchemist. They transform. And the alchemist's life goal was to transform lead into gold. And you can look at that as, concrete, you're turning lead into gold, into material things, or you can look at it as spiritual. You're turning lead, a common person, into gold, something precious. Because you are walking down a precious road and becoming profoundly precious, Virgo. It leads you to the Hanged Man. You don't see things like everybody else, and that's awesome. You're going to think it's bad. You're going to sit there and wonder what the heck is wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't see things like everybody else, and it is a gift. Use it as such. Look at things differently. And let your unique insight guide you to new heights. Let's see what your spirit animal message is for this time. Virgo, September 2020, money and career. Virgo, September 2020, money and career. Virgo, September 2020, money and career. Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, okay, these two. We have here the groundhog spirit. It's time to let go. It's time to let go of the negativity of the past. It's time to let go of that vampiric energy, the doubts, the fears, the anger, the resentment, and the staying small and weak. And it's time to embrace that you are colossal. You are magnificent. And you can move forward towards what you love, towards what you desire, and towards an ease of being that is freeing and that is empowering. It's time to let go of all the heartbreak and all the pain and all the disappointments that we hold on to that say that we can't succeed. And now it's time to see us as successful beings. It then leads you to the subconscious message of the fox spirit. Think on your feet. Don't sit there and kind of step back and have to think about things and think about things. Think on your feet and let your ideas fly forward. Let them be free and expressive and bountiful and absolutely a part of you. Your subconscious message for this time when it comes to your spirit animals is the lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. And that's one of my favorite cards. Dream the world into being. Make your reality look like your dreams. Not like your nightmares, but like your deepest hopes and your greatest desires. And something absolutely beautifully breathtaking. It then leads you to your subconscious people message, which is justice. Be just. Don't just seek justice for others. Be just to yourself. Be balanced and be fair and be wise. And don't put up with people who aren't just, who have one set of rules for you and another set of rules for everybody else. Your subconscious chakra message is soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown, and this is healing, beautiful light raining down over you, centering you and blessing you. Your subconscious tarot message is the magician. Now you have had the magician show up in both decks. As above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. There's power in what you are creating. And you have the power of the magician. You have the power to cultivate and create your world and not be held back by other people's limitations. Believe in you. Believe as you stand before the altar of your existence and call upon your secret truth. Call upon what you desire from life. And watch and know that there is so much more to this world than you imagined. And there is more power to you than you ever gave yourself credit for. To go deeper into this subconscious message, you are also being given all the gifts from divinity. Not just the Ace of Cups, but the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. You are well prepared and fantastically armed. Your subconscious tarot message to go deeper is the Chariot. You need to move forward in your heart's truth. This is not a time where you can sit there and be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I feel. It doesn't matter my heart, my soul, myself. It does, tremendously. It impacts your work like you cannot believe. This is Cancer energy. June 21st to July 22nd is the time frame. And the thing is, with Cancers, people usually see them as weak because they are so kind. And here, what you are doing is you are embracing that kindness and seeing that it is not weakness at all, but there is a strength and there is a bravery and there is a power, a sheer power to being this connected to your heart. And it is a power that nobody can take from you. And unless you let them. That's what Spirit is saying. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we walk forward, ready to tap into our magic, to tap into the God's head that lives within us, the fact that we have stardust coursing through our veins, and that the extraordinary can be part of our ordinary lives. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Virgo.